Hello everybody, it is Steve, your friendly neighborhood lawn gnome. Welcome back to another video over here on That's Comical. And if you're watching and it happens to be a Wednesday, Happy New Comic Book Day. So today I'm going to be talking about a television show that a lot of people have been talking about since it first aired over on Max. It was a spin-off to a very well-deserved acclaimed Batman movie, which of course was Matt Reeves' The Batman, and out of nowhere we found out that we were going to be getting a single-season miniseries featuring one of the most remembered pieces of that film, and that of course was Collin Ferral's portrayal of the Penguin. And of course this show stars not only Collin Ferral, but very well-known names like the great Clancy Brown and Christina Milioti. So, I was really not interested in watching this show. I have to be honest, and I'll get into that in just a bit, but seeing as that I sat down and watched Marvel's Agatha All Along, which I'm going to be reviewing as well, I just said to myself, if I don't sit down and see Penguin, I'm going to be yelled at beyond reprieve. So, I did sit down and watch The Penguin, but I had some bad news. I couldn't even finish the show because I personally didn't enjoy it. Now, that doesn't mean the show is bad. That doesn't mean that I have serious issues with this show, because as far as I'm concerned, it goes back to my original thoughts on Matt Reeves' Batman film starring Robert Pattinson and all those other great actors, just to name a few. And I will post the link to that video in the box below. My issue with Matt Reeves' Batman film was that even though it was a very well-done film, well-executed, well-acted, beautiful set pieces, great score, it was a fantastic detective noir film. But that was where my problem was. It's the fact that it could have been any detective noir film, and they just decided to slap a Batman logo on it to make it noticeable, attractive, and have people fill the seats. Like, here's a new Batman movie, everybody. The Snyderverse is dead. Come see this brand new rendition of the Batman. And people did. And it did make money. And people are looking forward to the sequel. I, personally, am not, because it just wasn't my thing. Because even though it was a great film, I just didn't appreciate the fact that it was a Batman film. And because of the fact that I didn't appreciate the fact that it was a Batman film, it was because that it was too real, and there was no comic book fantasy element within that film. Batman v Superman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, those, to me, are true comic book films. Because there's such an element of whimsical fantasy sprinkled throughout those films, even though they can be a bit dark and a bit real sometimes. But the Batman film is a very real film, not a fantasy comic book film. And that's my issue with The Penguin. Great show. From what I was watching, very well acted. I thought that Collin Ferral and Christina Milioti were fantastic. It could have been any mob show. I mean, it pretty much was The Sopranos with a Batman character logo slapped on it. That's all it was. It could have been any mobster, dark television show. But they just put a Batman character in it. And he's the only Batman character in terms of Batman's Rogues Gallery. Yes, we see the Maronis and the Falcones. We see the Gotham mob underworld. So you're not going to get any fantasy out of this, especially considering the fact that no element of the Penguin in this show has any kind of a comic book element. He waddles because he has a club foot. He doesn't have the umbrella. He doesn't do the wah, wah, wah like Burgess Meredith did. But then again, not many other renditions of the Penguin did that either. But those renditions still had the tuxedo, the umbrella, the top hat, the long cigarette. They all had that stuff that makes the Penguin Penguin. But when you dumb it down to Oz Cobb and not Oswald Cobblepot, it's just, what is it? It's just a great, dramatic mobster TV show. That's all it is. And that's why I only got 6 episodes in. That's just my personal opinion and my honest thoughts. There's nothing bad about this show. It's just not my thing, guys. So you want to throw some hate my way, feel free. But those are my thoughts on Max as the Penguin. Maybe one day I will try and finish the show, but there were points in time where I was just bored and falling asleep. So, just not my thing. Enjoy it, though. Please, for the love of God, enjoy it, because you can. Those are my thoughts on the Penguin. Everybody leave a comment in the box below. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I will see you in the next one.